I needed a new workbench work system because my old one was just falling apart. The last one I had I bought from Argos and it's been lasted about 5 or 6 years. I actually used some DIY wood panels on the top. This one here is a Black& Decker, so a well-known name, established brand. I bought it from Amazon. I'll put a link in the description so you can check it out. But I want to make this video because this guide they give you is absolutely ridiculous. There's not enough information there to help you make the system. So I'm going to explain how I got around it and how I put it together. So take it out of the box and you can actually use the two side flaps on the workbench itself to release and open it up and then flip out the legs, which is what I'm doing right now. So get these pieces out first, which is basically the handles and a couple of pins. This was very stupid. They put this white bung on here and it doesn't say anywhere to remove this bung before you start. So that kind of stumped me for a while, but you need to remove both of these white bungs and those will reveal where you need to add your first section. So this is a small round handle that you would use to spin between the jaws of the workbench and you would attach them here. You attach these with work pins. There's two black pins and the surprising thing here was they don't just slide in. You have to fully get a hammer and actually really give it a good whack. So you'll see the level of whacking that's going on here just to get the pin in. I thought I was doing it wrong. I used the pliers to try and squeeze and push it in, but that didn't really work. So I think on the guide it does show the pin and a hammer. So you can see here after you hammer it out, wear some ear defenders because you're going to have to really give it a big hammering. It is surprising. I'm quite good at DIY and anybody buying a workbench will already have some level of skill for a workbench or if they're new to DIY. So I was very surprised that their guide was very poor in terms of the steps to get this together. So I'm using this now here. You can see that pin goes through and then it securely holds that in place and you simply clip on the orange system which allows you to spin it freely. Now there's a few things you need to pay attention to and it's worth looking at these when you're getting this. So the pins here, you can see they have like a little bit of a cut on them, so you can easily squeeze them in. There is a one side which is slightly tapered. Make sure that side is down, so that gives you a bit more assistance to try and get the pin into the hole. This other way around it will still go in, but you'll have to just hit it harder basically. And there are screws inside this which actually allow this to spin. I'll show you a close-up of that, but I want to show you this again on the other side, how hard you have to actually hit it with a hammer to get it into the pinhole. And you're not doing it wrong, you do actually need to hit it that hard, and the guide kind of puts a hammer on there, so that gives you an idea of that. And again, get the orange little spindle, and that's just push fits into that hole there, so you can start spinning it there. Now the next step here will be getting the actual boards on the top of the workbench, and they give you these four black blocks. I'll do a close-up of these to show you them. There is a difference between them. So there are two for the back piece and two for the front piece. So how that works is just line them up and look at them, all four, and you'll see two are flush. And they have a backing like this, like a backside, and the other two have a backside but an indent where you can actually put on the back piece. So I'll show you these two now so you can see them. Two go on the front and two go on the back. So make sure you get the ones with the, I'll call them nibbles, on the back and the other ones on the front. You get four bolts and you also get a little cap that you can screw those bolts in with, so you don't need to have like a spanner or anything. They do include it in the pack. Now here is where it gets confusing because there's nothing about this section in the actual guide. You have to put the black pieces underneath the wood and then put them, screw the bolts through. And as you screw the bolts through, they actually go into the lower plastic black bit that you're holding in place and they will tighten up. So this back section, the bigger one, will be independent of the bench. It actually slots into the bench grooves on each side, which I'll show you in a second. And you can tighten these quite tight with this little hand mini round tool they give you, which is in the pack, which avoids you having to find a spanner or anything. But that's securely fastened there. And there are some divots in there and in a recess, so you know it goes right one way, so you don't have to worry about getting it in the wrong way. So once that's entered into the side, you want to do the same thing on the opposite side, and we quickly screw that in. I'll show you that. So you got both brackets, plastic brackets there, and then they simply slot in and they push back. So you can see there's a slight recess here which allows you to put the bench there and then push it back and it locks into place. And you can move it along three different sections of that. I'll do a close up to show you what I mean. So there, it is quite firm once it's secured, and it's like a bit of a push down and then slide into its selection. Now the front one is slightly different. In the where you would spin to move the actual board forward and back, there is a screwing system in here, so you need to pay attention to this, and it's got that white little what I'll call it the screwing system basically, but you can see here how that works. So this is going to be a little bit more fiddly because you need to go through the wood, through the plastic, and then into that moving translucent screw mounting system, which actually moves along the workbench. So here you can see me putting the screw through the wood and then finding the lower section here. So you see here in the handle that threaded bolt all the way through has this plastic on, and there's a nut there, not a nut but like a plastic place where the nut can go into. So you put the plastic black piece here, then the wood on top, and then all the nut, the bolt actually. So you'll see one hole it allows you to bolt in, but other hole it doesn't. So pay attention to that. It's a bit very fiddly, but yeah, you'll see as that gets screwed in, the workbench is a nice option for quite a big selection of things. But I'm using a motorcycle restoration, and you'll note I had an engine on my other one and it wasn't that good quality, so I wanted to get a better workbench here. And this workbench is from BLACK+DECKER. It's one of their fancy ones, so I'll put a link in the description so you can check that out and see which one I got, and also see the price on it. But here you can see on this side you can push that along, and then you can actually put in the plastic, and then same as the other side, just get the direction right. You'll see this one with the grooves in faces towards the wood. Once you've got that in place, you can simply just screw that in with that little thing they give you. And let's have a quick look at this then. How robust is this? So the back section can slide along depending on how big a piece of wood or anything you're holding in there is. They spin around freely, and adjustable option. It's got a good strength on it. It's metal built, so it does look like a good quality option. So let's take it outside and set it up and see how it performs. So it's nice and easy to carry. You can simply fold it away and unfold it where you need it. So bringing it outdoors now, unlock it, put it on the floor, and it'll slide open. Then you can actually just lift it up, and then you can put the legs out. So depending on the height you want, you can put the legs out, or you don't have to if you want it a bit lower down. So overall, very pleasing. I do a lot of woodwork, engine work, and loads of little bits where I always need an additional workbench or a location. So I'm quite pleased with this, and it's definitely a good purchase. If you're thinking about buying it, check out the details of it. There's a couple of models in this one, and it's just a bit of a pain to put together, but once it's put together, then it kind of works nicely to get you that well, customization for anything you're really doing. So definitely worth picking up and checking out.